God. Ask God.
Hey, Scott, what's going on? This is Pete here. Love the show, love everything about it. I'm here in North Carolina, and I've taken all your information, done it between you, Greg Mercer, Ryan Duran. You guys are like the trinity of what I do when it comes to things on Amazon. Anyway, long story short, got a product, searched it, found it, everything I need to do, put it online. Pow. I'm making like a good amount of money a week. When I say a good amount, first week out, I'm knocking it out the park. Grand slam. Bases loaded. I mean, I'm the Cubs. 100 years, I've done it. Boom. Made it happen to a very good amount of money every week. All of a sudden, Amazon suppresses my page. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? At this point, I asked them about it. They said, well, hey, this item is not something that we normally sell, so you can't sell it. I then say, okay, no problem. I've done it once. I can do it again as far as finding a product. So I'm like, cool. I got you guys having my back. You're supporting me. You're mentoring me. So I know I can make it happen, right? Well, I go on to do more research and I find out that there's like a plethora of other people, other sellers that are selling, if not the exact same thing, almost the exact same item. I asked Amazon about it and they say, well, can you let us know who they are? Because they're not supposed to be doing this as well. But in that case, we're going to look and research and then allow you to maybe sell again. So I rebuild my page again. No problem. I'm happy to do it. But unfortunately, they still have not given me the go ahead. They still haven't unsuppressed the page or anything. When it comes to a situation like that, do you just march on? Or do you see where you were making the money and now you see other people making the money that you made? And do you still keep fighting that fight to say, hey, please don't suppress my page. Let me move forward. Let me do what I got to do. Because it's not like Amazon's not making money off of me. I know they're not making a mint off me. But I see people making, like selling my item, almost the exact same item. And now they're not. Well, now I'm not. And I just think that's not fair. If you can't just give me a holler about that, it'll be great. And just go from there. Thanks. I like everything you do. And if I can, I definitely want to go to the next TS breakthrough. Take care. Bye.
Hey, Pete. Oh, man, that was a nice message. Your voice is solid. You should be a DJ. Man, that is a soothing voice right there, Pete. I like it. I like that. I could just sit there and listen to that. Nice tone, man. You got some good audio going too. Yeah, man. All right. So congratulations on hitting a grand slam, right? I mean, that is awesome. Congrats to you on that. The problem with that is it can go away like it has, right? For the time being. And all of a sudden you get kind of accustomed to this, and then all of a sudden anything else is a failure, right? Or you're just thinking to yourself like, I got to top that. And that's cool. That's motivation to do that, but it also can work against you. So let me just say for you or anyone else that's listening, that's not normal, like to do that, right? It's to launch a product and hit a grand slam out of the park right off the bat is not normal. I mean, how many baseball players do you see? They get into the major leagues and they hit a grand slam the first time up to the plate. They don't. They usually strike out. They might ground out. They're nervous, whatever, right? So it doesn't always happen that way, but it did for you, which is awesome. And now your question is, all right, do I continually focus on trying to get this listing unsuppressed, or do I just kind of leave it and walk away and go off and do something else? Well, I think you can do both, to be honest with you. I think you can still focus some time on that because let's face it, when you contact Amazon, it's going to take a day or two or more sometimes to get an answer back, and then you're going back and forth. I mean, it could be months before anything happens. My only issue here is if they suppressed it once, they're probably going to suppress it again. It's probably a product that teeters on the line of, is this infringement on patent? Is this a trademark issue? Like, there's an issue there. And if they have an issue with you now, they'll probably have an issue with you later, because if someone, just one person, makes a complaint, you're going to be suppressed again. And how's that going to feel, right? So I would probably say, Don't focus 100% of your energy here. I would take all the same principles that you've got, that you've used up to this point that have gotten you to where you are, and I would go back to the drawing board and start over again. But now that you have some of this insight or this inside information on this market that you just tapped into, well, that's a good thing. Are there other products that might not be conflicting or that might not have an issue that you could use as a supporting product? This way here, you're kind of still working in that niche or niche, depending on where you come from. I always have to say that. It's niche for me. But it's going to allow you to see that there's a ton of demand. There's a ton of, there are ways that we can go wider and maybe even deeper, right? But it gave you a little bit of insight. Now, the other thing is if you say to yourself, nah, this is kind of a market that's maybe a trend and that trend's going to be dying off, then again, I don't know how much effort I would put into that when I'd be thinking about what could I work on and focus on that will allow me to grow along with that, and that won't be necessarily a trend or seasonal or something that's going to be possibly suppressed again in the future. So I would try to go a little bit on the safer route, but again, taking some of that information that you just learned, I would apply that to either that next product or that market, and then maybe try to find a way to get yourself into that market, maybe position yourself a little bit differently to that market, but maybe a different part of that market. Again, it's hard to say without knowing the product, but you kind of get what I'm saying. You want to be able to take the information that you gathered and use that to your advantage. And hey, if you get it unsuppressed again and you run for 3-4 months, then great, right? But don't bank on it, right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Don't bank on something that's already unstable right from the get-go, because that's risky, and we don't want to build a business on a product or products that are risky and that could be potentially taken down, and then all of a sudden one day you're just out of business. So the other thing I would probably look at too, now that we're kind of brainstorming through this together, is I would probably look at just what we mentioned with Eric is can you do other channels? Can you sell that thing on eBay? Can you sell it on Etsy? Can you sell it on your own e-commerce store? Is there a market there that you could then go out? Can you run a contest around a product that supports your product? Is it like again, I've used that before. Like, let's say it's a vacuum. You raffle off a vacuum that's a popular vacuum, and you sell the filters. Well, that's how you would get an interest list for that. And then you can take that list and upload it to Facebook and then retarget those people. And then you can create lookalike audiences and all that stuff. So there's other things you can probably do. Even though your listing is suppressed, you can still sell that product on your own property or maybe other channels. So again, something else to think about that you possibly could do with that product that was a grand slam right out of the park. You guys can't see me. I just literally swung the bat like I was swinging. I was like a grand slam. I'm so animated over here today. I don't know why. I'm excited, I guess. I'm excited to be here with you guys. All right, so hopefully that answered your question. And Pete, keep on rocking it, brother. That's awesome. I'm so glad for you, and I'm so glad that you're a listener and part of our community. It's people like you that really make it what it is. And I just want to say thank you to you and everyone else that is part of our TAS little family here. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. take action. We'll see you guys.